Welcome to the British English Hub. I'm Paul, and today I'm going to be speaking to you about the present simple. Yes, the present simple. One thing I need to tell you, or explain, is that the present simple has nothing to do with the present tense. When you want to express a present situation, 95% of the time you do not use the present simple. You use the past continuous, which is going to be another lesson. But today I'm going to focus on the present simple. Okay? There are a few exceptions to the rule which I'm going to explain, but generally it's really about facts or routines, not about the present tense, the present situation. Okay? So here we are in Keynote again. This video is for elementary level students. This is our third video in the series. It's going to be focusing on present simple, and which refers to geographic and scientific facts. Okay, so remembering that the present simple is always about scientific facts as well as geographic information. Also bear in mind that it can also convey historical or cultural truths, daily routines, and social or habitual facts, but we will focus on those three factors in the next class. For the moment, we're just going to focus on scientific and geographical information. Okay, that's what we're going to be doing for this particular session. Okay, so reminding you that the present simple almost always does not refer to present situations. Okay, it really doesn't. So just to remind you again on that particular topic. Right now I'm looking at this bloody computer screen and my eyes are really tired, as you can see, like I'm wearing glasses. Okay, because we use a continuous form to express present actions. Now, when we want to express like a current situation, something we're experiencing now, we would use the present continuous. Okay, but the present simple does not allow us to talk about now or the near future. Okay, it's to do with facts and routines. Okay, so again, I'm looking at this bloody computer screen and my eyes are still tired. So I'm going to move on to the next slide, which basically reiterates the fact that present simple talks about facts, truths, or routines. Okay, so let's move on. There are a few exceptions. Yes, exceptions to the rule. Okay, so what are those exceptions? Let's have a look. Okay, there are particular verbs that must remain in the simple form. Okay, so emotions like I like, I love, I hate, I don't mind. Mental states like I know, I understand. Possession, it belongs, this house belongs to me, I have a computer, I have a cell phone. Senses, it looks, it seems, it appears. You can't ever say these verbs in the continuous form. They must remain simple, even if you are referring to the present. These are exceptions to the rule. Okay, so 95% would be continuous form, but this exceptional 5% cannot be changed. And here are a list of some of the verbs that must remain in simple form. Okay, so here we go. Moving swiftly on. Again, we're basically repeating that message that these verbs that we just saw must always remain in present simple. Okay, now we're going to talk about some scientific facts. Okay, scientific facts being kind of, things that are to do with nature, to do with science in general, okay? And what facts can we prepare for a science quiz? It could be a science exam, it could be something related to your school or something. I don't know, okay? So, here are some questions that we can think about, okay? I like the last question very much. How many bones does a human body contain? Because I do not have the faintest idea. The others I know, because they're quite obvious, and most people do know them, but the last one is a bit of a conundrum, I must admit. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so we're going to move these into, or convert them into statements with present simple verbs. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. The Earth orbits the Sun once every year. Humans need oxygen to be able to breathe and survive. The body has approximately meaning about 206 bones. There you go. And apparently the part of the body that has the most amount of bones is the feet. Did you know that? There you go. Something to think about in future. Okay. So there are. So here we talk about, can you think of any more scientific facts? Maybe you can write them below in the chat. Okay. One more thing. Okay. One more thing to bear in mind. One more thing. Okay. Subject-verb agreement. Oh my God, I can sense you feeling that. What in heaven's sake is subject-verb agreement? Well, that is a great question, but it's something very, very simple, and I will show you. Okay, the Earth orbits the Sun once every year. So the Earth is the subject of the sentence. The subject must always be at the beginning of a sentence. That is called the subject. Now, the subject must follow up mostly with a verb. Okay, mostly with a verb. And that, in this case, it's orbits. Okay, now the subject is the Earth here. The noun, well, the Earth is a noun. Okay, it's basically, it's a name. It's the name of a planet, the planet we live on. Okay, and there's only one Earth. There's not like 2 or 3 or 100 or 1,000. There's only one, as far as we know. So that it's singular. Okay, no S. So it's singular. So it's a noun. It's the subject, the beginning of the sentence, and it's only one, meaning it's singular. Okay. So where can we put our subject noun? The Earth. Okay. So where can we put it? So here we are. I orbit, you orbit, he orbits, she orbits, it orbits, we orbit, they orbit, you orbit, plural form. Now, in English language, the third person singular, which are the ones highlighted in red, always has the verb with either S at the end or ES at the end. So in this case, not he orbits, he orbits, she orbits, it orbits. So where would we put the Earth? The Earth being singular, okay? Is it a person? So basically, the Earth isn't a person, so we can't refer it as she or he, okay? Okay. It's only one, so it's got to be singular. So it's an it, isn't it? So wouldn't you think wouldn't you think the Earth would be something like a third person or something? Third person singular. So if it's third person singular, there you go. It fits into it. It's the Earth. So therefore, the verb that follows from a third person singular form would be orbits with the S. Okay? So there you go. So now we're going to move on to I've moved down to the bottom of the page and I'm swimming in the South Pacific. There you go. I love maps. Maps are fantastic. I can gaze at a map for hours. I can look at atlases for hours upon hours. I find them, eternally fascinating Absolutely amazing things. Anyway, so moving on, we're going to look at some facts that are related to maps, geography, what we call geography, which is something I loved at school, by the way. Okay, the Nile is the longest river in the world. Yes, it is. Canada is in North America. So you know, last time I remembered, it was still in the North American continent. Mount Everest lies on the border of China and Nepal. Now, Mount Everest, the border of two countries, that's the summit. The part at the top is divided into two countries. So the border runs right across it. So if you're on that part, you're in Nepal. If you're on the other side, you're in China. Isn't that amazing? The Amazon River runs between Peru, Colombia, and Brazil. The Amazon, I've been there myself. It's a fantastic place to visit. Wonderful place. And China has the largest population in the world. On last count, more or less 1.3 billion. A lot of people. That is a lot of people. Okay. So, here are the verbs. These are all past simple. The Nile is, Canada is. Mount Everest lies. Remember subject verb agreement? Mount Everest being a thing, also singular. So it's got to be L-I-E-S. Okay, Mount Everest lies on the border of China and Nepal. The Amazon River runs, again, Amazon River being singular, runs between Peru, Colombia, and Brazil. China has the largest population in the world. China being singular, it has. Okay, okay, and there we go. To sum up, present simple is used for scientific facts, geographic information, or factual information. So next time we will look at another three, in the video, which is going to be routines, cultural facts, and habitual facts. And we're going to be looking at those three elements in the next video, the follow-up video, in relation to past simple verb. So there you go. Okay. Looking forward to seeing you next time.